Hey everybody, and welcome to another video. If this is your first time on my page, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button to keep up with my latest content. Right now I'm going to do a tutorial on Dillard's Glad to Be in the Service, and that song is done in the key of A flat. Alright, and here's your scale. This is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then back to the 1. Alright, without further ado, let's get started. Alright, let's get started on the intro. So the intro is going to start on a run, and that run is this. Alright, so your first note is going to be A flat, B, D flat, and then you're going to do a grace note from D flat to E flat, like that. G flat, D flat, B, A flat. Real time. Now the intro is pretty much played throughout the song, so once you learn this, you learn it for the rest of the song that you hear that part. Alright, so the first 5 chords is going to be built off this bass line, which is this. Alright, so your first 3 chords on this, in its simplest form, the chord is a G flat major 7, which is G flat, B flat, D flat, and F. Put E flat in the bass, gives you E flat minor 9. And you're going to simply go down a half step to an F major 7 with D in the bass, and it gives you a D minor 9. Then go down one more half step to E major 7, and then you add D flat in the bass, and it gives you a D flat minor 9. So that's the first 3 chords in the simplest form. Next chord, we're going to do a B flat sharp 5 sharp 9, and it's A flat, D flat, D, G flat over B flat in the bass. You're just hitting the chords. We're not holding the chords. We're just hitting them. Alright, next we're gonna do a E flat 7 sus 2, and that's F, B flat, D flat, F, or in basic form, B flat minor, okay, over E flat. Again, simplest form. Alright, now if you want to extend those 5 chords that I just showed you, you can with your left hand. With this E flat, we can add a B flat and D flat. And then you're just going to go down half steps with your left hand as well. Like that. Alright, so for the sharp 5, sharp 9, you can just add an F right here. And then the last chord, we're just pretty much going to add that B flat and D flat. After you come off that last chord, that one, or it's going to be a run. G flat, A flat, B, D flat, E flat, and G flat. Our next movement is going to be on this bass line. And then once you get on the A flat, they go into So Glad to Be in the Service one more time. Alright, so on that first chord in its simplest form, I'm going to do this. Then go back into this one. Alright, that's the simplest form. So in the simplest form is the A major over G flat. A, D flat, E. You want to go to a B9 chord, which is A, D flat, E flat, G flat, to a quarter chord, which is A flat, D flat, G flat over E. And then we go back into that sharp 5, sharp 9 over B flat, and then back to this chord over E flat. Again, simplest form. Alright, so on this chord, we're going to do G, B, D flat, G flat over A. Alright, is it A13 chord? And then on the A flat, I just go up to B flat, E flat, A flat. So that's 2. That's the simplest form. Now, if you want to extend those chords, you can. On a G flat, we can do. To make it sound more full, you can just add a D flat and E here. Next, on the B, we can add that G flat right there. Actually, add a B. So E, B, and D flat right there. Do it one time. Then we go back to that sharp 5, sharp 9. That's sus 2. Alright, so on this A, we're going to use the tritone, which is G and D flat. And that was over the A. Now this chord can also be used over the 5, which is E flat. Same tritone for E flat right here. So for the 1 chord, which is over the A flat, we're just going to go down a half step in the tritone to G flat C, which is A flat tritone. And that's all I did. Now that's for the extended chord voicings if you want to do it that way. Alright, so the verses of the song are pretty much easy. Verse 1 and 2, you're basically just taking the second part of the intro on that G flat to that B to the E. You're just repeating that the whole verse. 1 and 2. Eventually they're gonna throw this in there in the verse, toward the end of both the verses actually. And that little tag is just A flat, B, and then a grace note from E to G flat, like that. We can go back to the same chord. Notice I just added a G flat there. It doesn't matter, honestly, if you add it here or there, it don't matter. However you want to voice the chord, but the chord is a G flat minor 7. So. Alright, so let's start on bridge number 1. To make this very simple, the bridge is kind of fast for this part, so therefore I'm just going to teach you the run that they do in there, which is the. Alright, so that is the run. So the run is going to start on an E flat to F, A flat, C, D flat. Alright, then you're going to do a grace note from E flat to F, like that. Back to E flat to C. Okay. Alright, and then we're going to do this. In your right hand, we're going to play F, G, A flat, B flat. Left hand, D flat, C, B flat, A flat. Then we'll go to this chord. Then here. Okay. Alright, so this chord is done over G in the bass. And it's D, F, A, C. But I did F, A, B flat in the left. If you want to extend it, give it more of a feel, you can do it like that. Or you can just simply do it with G in the bass. Alright, next chord is a sharp 5, sharp 9 over C. Let's see, 7, sharp 5, sharp 9. E, A flat, B flat, and E flat. I just used a tritone, which is E and B flat, which is also in the chord. Alright, so let's go into the He Didn't Have to Let Me Live part. So on this part, you have to use tritones. The tritones that he used were E flat and A to E and B flat, and he also used F and B. Because your bass is going from F to C. Then we go to that D flat, and that's when you're going to go to that F and B tritone. Alright, so basically on the F, we're going to play an F minor chord. Actually, at that come from, so he, I actually went here. Alright, so this chord right here is the F9 chord. Okay. I just used the tritone E flat and A for F. Now when we go to the C tritone, we're going to go to that, hit that chord. Then we go back down in the tritone to F minor. He, and then we go to this D flat 9 chord. Honestly, you can hold it on this chord to make it more simple, but I just added like a B flat minor, A flat minor, B flat minor, A flat minor on it. Live. Alright, so those chords are simplest form B flat major on the left, F, B flat D, and this is over C in the bass. with G, C, and F. Next chord is E flat, A, D flat, left hand, A flat, D flat, G flat, right hand. So in your right hand, just going up a half step. Alright, then we go into that run. Now I'm going to show you two different options you can use in this run. And the real way to do the run is like this. And that's E flat, E, F, and then G, and then just go up half steps. A flat, A, B flat. Another option you can do to make it more simple: E flat, F, A flat, F, A flat, A, B flat. That'll work too. Either one works, but the first one was the correct option. And then we go into So Glad to Be, which is basically A flat minor. And then just go down till you end up on a F minor. Alright, so now in its simplest form, and that's all it is. On that So Glad to Be. Now, if you want to make that walk down a little bit more challenging, you can add that tritone of F, which is E flat and A, but we're going to do this inversion. It's just easier to drop your hand down after you come off that run to right there, okay? Go down half step, half step, and then one more half step. Okay? And then in the surface, next we're going to go here. Now this chord in the simplest form is D flat, F, A flat, C over E flat, which makes it a E flat 13 sus 2 sus 4. That's the chord. Now I just voiced it a little bit different and did a F, B flat, D flat here, A flat, C, B flat, A flat there. Alright, so after the first bridge, we go back to the top, simplest form. And after we come off that E flat, we're going to go to a chord that's going to replace the run from the intro. And that chord is this. And this chord is a T flat 7 sharp 5 sharp 9. And that's F, A, B, and E. Now if you want to do extended, honestly, you can just play the tritone of D flat, which is F and B. And it's also in the chord. Okay? So you can use it as a extension. Alright. And then we go back into and then back to this one. And that. Alright, so now we're going into the second bridge. The first couple go arounds of the second bridge is basically like the first bridge. The part I'm going to show you is when they keep repeating the words He Didn't Have to Let Me Live. They keep repeating those words. Alright, so basically that's going to start off on this run. B flat, C, D flat, and then E flat to F. E flat, C. Then we'll go back into this part. Back to this chord. Back to this chord. And then I showed you pretty much all this, but you can add your own type of feel into it. Then we go back to this chord. And then we go into this run. So that run is E flat to F, back to E flat, B, C, A flat, F. Now, if the fingering is too hard, you can just do this one. That'll work too. Yep. And that's E flat to F, E flat, C, B flat, A flat, and F. But the real way to do it is, that's the real one. Run right there. Then you go to a C7 flat 9 chord, which is also just a D flat diminished 7 over C. Okay, so another movement they throw in there is this one. But that movement is a diminished 7, I'm sorry. And it's B, D, F, and A flat. A flat. Over to G, gonna do B flat, D flat, E, and G. F, we're gonna do A flat, C, D, and F. And over C, we're gonna do C7 flat 9, G, B flat, D flat, and E. And that's all it is. And then F minor. Alright, so let's get ready to go into the vamp of the song. Alright, come off that last chord. When I do that little tag right there, which is E flat, F, A flat, F, A flat. Then we're gonna go and that's what we're gonna do for the simple version. Now, simple version is just we're gonna do B flat, E flat, A flat with C in the bass to a B, E flat, F, A flat with D flat in the bass. So B, D, F, A flat with D in the bass. Next we can do B, E flat, A flat with E flat in the bass. Alright, next we're going to a sharp 5, that sharp 5, sharp 9 chord, to another sharp 5. I showed you this chord already. And then we're going to go to another sharp 5, sharp 9, F for F, and it's E flat, A flat, A, and D flat. Next, over the B flat, we're going to play D, F, A flat, B, to B flat minor over E flat, D flat, F, and B flat. Okay, and that's pretty much that part for the easy version. Make it simple, just do single notes. Back to the top. Alright, so if you want to extend those chords, we can. This chord, we can do a tritone for C, which is E and B flat. And then just go up a half step with a tritone for F and B for this chord. For that diminished chord, we could just add F, A flat, and D in the left. And then on this chord, we're just going to add the tritone for E flat, which is G, and D flat. Alright, and that's pretty much that part. And then so on the C and the F, to extend it, we're just going to add that tritone, which is E and B flat in our left hand. Then you're going to go down a half step for the F tritone, which is E flat and A. And then we can play this chord, which is A flat, D flat, A flat. Okay. And then on this chord, we're just going to play the tritone again in our left, D and A flat. And then we're just going to go back to that tritone again for E flat, which is D flat and G. And that's how we will play it if we want to extend the chords. Alright, so for the rest of the vamp, they pretty much just go into so another part of the vamp that you need is when they go into I already showed you this one. Ba, 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 ba. The next one is just ba, 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 which is the grace note from B flat to B. Now we're gonna go into the ending of the song, which is pretty much after they come off this part. Then when you come off this last chord, they basically walk back down to that C sharp 5 sharp 9 chord. I showed you that one. Ba, ba, to the sharp 5 sharp 9 chord. Showed you that one. Service, one more, and then time to the 1. That's pretty much all that is. And that's only if you will use extended chord voicing. And that's what you would do if you use the extended chord voicings, because I pretty much showed you all those anyway. But that's the ending of the song. Go back into that same pattern. And that is the whole entire song. And if you enjoy my style of teaching, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, and you be blessed.